Howdy y'all, I am Ice Gold, and Merry Christmas Eve. So, yeah, today is Christmas Eve. Wishing everybody a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday Season, you know, that type of deal. And today, I just wanted to put out my wish list for 2025. 'Tis the season of giving and asking for things, of course. So, with that being said, I've got a good few things that I want to see happen in 2025. So, let's just get into it. So, the game, it's already very expansive, that type of deal, but they can always add more and improve upon what is there. First and foremost, Artie did not get back to me about an interview. I know that I said that I wanted to interview him in a video a little bit ago, maybe, like, I don't know, what was it, 10 days ago now? But I wanted to interview him about the Bizaar, and just sort of the thought process behind all of that, and, like, why the cooldown was added, that type of deal, why they're so averse to adding a trading system, and he didn't respond. I can't say I'm too surprised. I really can't say I'm too surprised. But look, it's still on my wish list. I'm still hoping that they address this in 2025 because they didn't in 2024. That's sort of just a continuing request that I'm making of the developers here. But I don't know. Mainly what I want to see from them right now is just being open to dialogue, and that's not something that they're exactly known for, but being open to dialogue, having an actual conversation with the community, seeing what we want, seeing how they can accommodate that, that would be a step in the right direction. And of course, I mean, I'm sure they all have their reservations about adding, you know, gear and pet snack and reagent trading between people. I think it's more expansive than just you could get scammed, that type of deal. But I think that ultimately we want the devs on board with making the Bizaar better and just seeing how it can be improved. Because right now it sucks. We all know that there is a 30-minute lag between when you sell an item and when it actually shows up. No one really likes that. I mean, that's not a surprise to anybody. But yeah, yeah, best case scenario, you know, they do a little bit of that and at least listen to us. That would sure be nice. So with that in mind, I've really talked that to death. I think they understand by now. They get the memo, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't stop. We shouldn't continue being loud about it. So, I don't know, maybe they'll bend, maybe they won't. I hope that they do. So, next on my list is more teasers for Arc 5, and I know that Sam Johnson, the lead writer for the game, he wanted to do a little bit of that with the Nightmare Dungeon that came out roughly 11 months ago now, and we kinda got that. It was sort of about, you know, like, hatred is your true nature. That was what Malice was all about, and that was what I sort of thought we would see out of Arc 5, but yeah, I mean, Selenopolis came along, and now there's this whole new villain, there's this new Earthborn character. I don't really know what to expect from that, and I think I would like to see some pointers from the developers about what or not really the developers in this case, but the writers, as to what we could really see. And I don't know, I mean, the developers of the game, they're not real responsive to interview requests, but if I could get Sam Johnson on, I would definitely see what he could reveal. I think it would be really, really great if, you know, we could get some extra intel from him, although, of course, I'm sure there's a lot that he can't disclose, but just some sort of nudges in that direction, because there's about 11 months until the first world of the 5th arc drops, assuming they stick to their usual schedule. So some pointers so that we can speculate and sort of think about what's going on before it gets here. That is what I am on about. We already know about the Earthborn character type deal. I'd just like to see if there's anything that we can look into that more before the 5th arc drops, because pre-quests is mainly what I'm asking for. So for Caramel and then later Loria, I know that the writers like to consider Loria the start of Arc 4 with Caramel as a prequel, but there were pre-quests for both of those worlds, and I think it would be really cool if they did that again for Arc number 5. So it's all on them to do. We will just have to see. Time will tell if they decide to spring for it. Next on the list, this is kind of a minor one, but it is definitely something that we haven't seen in a brick, that being new crafting quests. The last time that a crafting quest was added was, I can't remember if it was on release of Imperia Part 1 or if it came a little after, but 2018 at the latest was the last time we got a new crafting quest, that being the Revered Crafting. And I think that it's about time they brought that back. I know that there's been some uses for crafting here and there, but it's just not exactly... It's not what it was. It's like, I'd like there to be new crafting quests, new levels of crafting, that type of deal. I'd just like to see it. I'd just like to see that happen. And maybe I really shouldn't be asking for this now that the Bizaar is chalked, but still, I mean, I think it would be kind of cool to see. And just would be nice. It would certainly be nice, because we've gotten, you know, all of Imperia Part 2, the dwarves in the aeroplanes, they were like really focused on like crafting and stuff, so I think that could have been a good addition for a new crafting quest. It could have been a good new slot. Caramel maybe not so much, but Lemuria, I think the Manders could have been, you know, like a good type deal. Maybe something in Sky City. You know, there's all these opportunities that I really think that they should take, and I would support them taking. So, new crafting quest, maybe that could be a spring or summer thing. We'll have to see what's up. And also something I just thought of was Arc 3 spell limits. I know that the developers, they want to do those in the spring. They want to do them in the spring. So don't, like, it's tentative. It could change. Maybe they'll push it to summer, but they want to do it in the spring. I just hope that they deliver with that, and they don't make it too hard to get, because that's what they did for Arc 2, and it sucked. I still only have, like, Tier 3 of everything, and not even that for a bunch of them, so that is whiz for you. But yeah, Arc 3 spell limits, I think that would be cool if we could see some of those. Next up, yeah, the rest of the video is going to be about magic weaving. I know we're 8 minutes in and I started talking about this now, but the rest of it is going to be about that, so don't you worry. First and foremost on that end, I would like to see the weaving quests and labors be made, I don't know if easier would be the right word to use here, but at least less tedious is the main thing. I'd like to fight a boss to level up my weaving, as opposed to, you know, draining 2 full bars of energy in full Snowdrifter gear and not seeing the fish that I need, for example. It's like, there's some labors that are good and much less tedious to do. I mean, beating 30 of one specific mob, that's not too terrible. I mean, I think it could go down to 20 reasonably, but I'm not going to complain about it. And then there's also the things like, what else even is there? Like, I forgot, bro. It's been a minute since I've weighed. I need to do that on my balance. Hopefully I did it for yesterday's video. That would be kind of tragic if I didn't. But hey, look, I mean, that's for the ice gold of, you know, 7 and 8 hours from now to worry about. So yeah, making weaving less tedious would be great, and I'd like to see them add new weaving levels after they do that. Because right now it goes from 1 to 3, and I think, you know, they could bring that up a little further. They could bring that maybe up to 5 over the course of the year, maybe add level 4 in the spring, level 5 in the summer, maybe level 6 in the fall. We'll have to see what they're up to with that. I don't know how high they want it to go, but, you know, they can stop where they see fit. You know, I just think 3 is a little too few. So new weaving levels would be cool. And last on the list is going to be adding new fusion spells. And what we got in Selenopolis was a lot of, I guess, PvP and advanced content focused spells and fusion cards. But not a lot of them ended up being useful in PvP, because there's some of the life spells are good with that, but then there's also there's Pyre Dragon, which is good. There's Tempest Wyvern, which is good, even though it gets countered most of the time. But Tempest Wyvern is good, and then I really can't think of much more. There's the Life Fire and Life Myth ones, and then yeah, I can't really think of any more that aren't just straight up memes. And that is my perspective as a PvP player. I don't think there's any PvE players who would even dare to think about using fusion spells in just regular gameplay. So I think that they could really do good to the community by sort of implementing more PvE-centered fusion spells. I think that, you know, we could see, like, let's say, for example, take Frost Giant, and if you're weaving with Storm, you could have, I don't know, like a Stormlord in your deck, and, you know, you fuse the two together, and you get, like, I don't know, a Storm Giant, or whatever, and it, like, does, it basically just, like, makes it stronger, makes it a stronger card. And I think that is another good solution to this problem that we see where it's like some spells still have useless utility on them, like a Stormlord and Frost Giant especially. Those have that useless stun attached to it. And I think that if you were to make new fusions with them that take out the stun in favor of something different, then I think we could see some improvement there in the PvE experience. So that, I think, is going to wrap up. I do hope that they consider adding all of these to the game. That would be very nice. But for now, thank you all for watching. I've been Ice Gold. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave like 50 comments for the algorithm. My Discord is down in the description if you want to chat with me some more. And I really hope I still get that interview with Artie, but probably not. Maybe an interview with the lead writer at some point for Arc 5, but we'll see how it goes. And I will see y'all later.